Welcome to the Professionally Strong channel. I'm Paul Niyama and I want to help you become the best and strongest version of yourself. Now, last week I was out of town for a wedding and I was staying in a hotel, and it got me thinking, how would one work out in their room if they didn't have access to a gym with all their usual equipment? Well, I had my wife help me record some footage in the hotel room, me walking through some exercise tips for the hotel, and talking about a few exercises that you can do right from your room. So what I'm going to do in this video, I'm going to show you that previously recorded footage, and then I'm going to come back with a simple workout that you could do with some variations to make it easier or harder depending on your fitness level. And remember, if you are unsure about anything working out, make sure you check with your physician first, especially if you are brand new to working out or if you're still a beginner. But let's go take a look at that footage.
All right, so when I think about a hotel room workout, some of the limitations are equipment and space. So what I like to do is either bring some kind of suspension system, like a TRX or this off-brand, or some bands. So that kind of eliminates the equipment perspective. Now, the one challenge with this suspension system, you're supposed to do it on a door facing out, kind of like this bathroom door. As you can see, it's coming out, it has a lot of support, but the problem is when I hook it up there, there's not a lot of space. So what I've done is hooked it here, and as I push on it, the door doesn't move a lot, but it's still a little iffy. And what you could do with this is different chest exercises. Normally when I've done this in the gym with my clients, but different push-up variations. Now, what you can do is make these real long, get down and make these real hard, but just to kind of see what the example is right here. Now, the difference between this and the push-up is it's unstable. And you can make these real easy by walking up, or you can walk your feet back and make these longer and make these a lot more challenging. The only problem is going to be that door, and for me, I'm a little, it's a little sketchy about putting a lot of weight on. Other thing that I like to do with my clients is just this back exercise where you're just kind of doing a kind of a modified row. And you could do that, and then to make this more challenging, what you would do is just walk your feet forward and putting a lot of pressure on there. Personally, I don't want to do it right now because of the door situation, but if you have a good door situation, you can really get that back and put a lot of weight on there. Other solution for that is this band, and what I've done is bought a thicker band, and if you can see, what I've done is I've kind of looped this around a hinge right here, and what I could do with this is just some more pulls to working that back, which is the main problem when you don't have any equipment. And so what you're gonna do with the band, which is different than the weight room, is you're gonna get more resistance as you pull it. So the more you pull it, I'm getting a lot of resistance here, and right about there's hardly any resistance. So if you're challenged for space, you can't really get back, you might have to do some shorter reps to really get that pump of the muscle. And then when you get back to your normal gym, then you can get that full range of motion. But you can get right here and really work those muscles doing a modified type of pull. And the other thing you can do with bands is just some really good band pull aparts. So you can grab these here, and again, space is kind of an issue, but just grabbing this here and just opening up, a little challenging. So right about here, and then just opening up and working that middle of your back. And that's a good one for your back as well. Just bring some bands with you for that. And then obviously on the ground, you can do some push-ups and some ab work. And then for legs, very, very simple. You know, you can do different squat variations, different lunge variations. You could do side lunges where you're working in a different plane. So there's lots you can do. And then with core, very simple to do crunches, planks, reverse crunches. And that would be my very simple hotel room workout. Obviously, you can make this a lot more complicated. And you can do a lot better workouts the more space you have, the more equipment you have. But if you don't have a gym in your hotel and you don't have another gym that you can access, this is a good substitute for some of those limitations when you're traveling.
Okay, so those were a few tips from the hotel room, but now let's start to put some of these together and build a simple workout around some of those tips, around some of the things that we talked about. Now, obviously, we can make this workout a lot more challenging, but I wanted to keep it simple today, first because this is the first time doing a workout on this channel, but also I want you to remember the most important thing about a workout, especially when you're traveling, is that you do it. Now, I'm not going to use that suspension trainer that I talked about, but if you have one and want to use it, feel free to replace any of these movements with something similar on the suspension trainer. Now, the first thing that we want to do before any workout is to warm up. Very, very important so that you don't hurt yourself. We need to get that synovial fluid in those joints by moving them. That's what we want to start with. It's kind of a lubricant for your joints. And when I think about a warm up, to help me remember everything that I need to do, I either work from the top all the way down or from the bottom, and I work all the way up. Today, I'm going to start from the bottom, work our way up. You can do it however you want. Doesn't matter as long as you do it. Now, the three main areas I want to target in this warm up are my ankles, hips, and shoulders. Now, you may need to focus on some other areas if you have any injuries or limitations or have tightness in any other areas. So feel free to add in whatever you want as far as your workout. Remember, this is your workout.
All right, guys, so this is a simple warm-up for this simple workout. I'm trying to think of what are the best things, the most efficient use of time. Obviously, if you have a lot of time, add in whatever you want. The more of a warm-up you do, the better. But if I just had to eliminate as much as possible, just keep the basics. I want to warm up my ankles, my hips, and my shoulders. So for the ankles, what we want to do is just do some circles, get some mobility in there. Clockwise about 10 times, counterclockwise about 10 times, and then make sure that you switch your legs. And a lot of times when people have knee pain, it's because of lack of mobility in the ankles and tight calves. So what we want to do is make sure those ankles are nice and loose for this warm-up. It's not very intense, but you still want to get in a habit of loosening up your body. That recovery, very, very important. All right, let's move on to the hips. And like I said, if there's anything else you need, such as warming your knees or any other types of warm-ups, feel free to add those. I'm going to move on to the hips right now and do some hip circles. Now, a couple ways we can do this. The way I like to do this is just to make as big circles as you can going forward, make as big circles as you can going backwards. Now, the way to picture this, picture a paintbrush on your knee, and what you're doing is just paint as big of a picture as you, big of a circle as you can on, pretend there's a board there that you're drawing on. So big circles forward, big circles go back, 10 each way, and then switch sides. That should be a good warm for your hips, and this is something that you can do every day as well, not just when you're in a hotel room. Last one I want to get is those shoulders. So we're going to go forward circles, backward circles, but instead of just going forward and back, I want to kind of go across my body. And the reason I want to do that, limited impingement in the shoulder, very common issue for a lot of people, pain, not good. So we want to try to avoid as much pain as possible. Go across our body doing this, and then we want to go across our body going backwards. Same tempo, 10 forward, 10 back, switch sides. This whole thing shouldn't take you that long. Maybe a minute, maybe 2 minutes, maybe more if you have more time and are able to add more warm things in, but this shouldn't take you that long. Let's get to the workout. All right, so now that you're warmed up, we're going to start this first part of the workout on the floor. What I'm going to do is a push-up. Now, 3-second push-up. So what that is going down, taking 3 seconds, 1, 2, 3, holding it there for 3 seconds, 1, 2, 3, and then coming up 3 seconds, 1, 2, 3, and that is 1 rep. And if that is too, well, there I am. Okay, if that is too easy for you, then you could do 5-second push-ups, 10 seconds push-ups. Those are pretty killer. You want about 10 reps here. If you can get more, get more. If you can't get 10 reps, do as many as you can. Variations to make them a little easier. Obviously, you could go on your knees and do that same thing. 1, 2, 3, hold it there for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3, coming up. 1, 2, 3. Or you could go on a chair or a desk and do that. Now, the next thing we want to do is that's for your chest, shoulders, triceps, working those muscles. Next, we want to start to hit some of our back muscles. Now, not the best thing to hit back muscles in a hotel room, but it can still be done. Just trying to make sure that I'm still on the camera and not going out of frame. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to do some YTA. So the Y's, we're just lifting up our arms and holding it as high as you can. These are 30 seconds, you're holding it here. Okay? Hold that for 30 seconds. Tight core, tighten up all your lower back muscles. Try to squeeze those shoulder blades together, really flex those muscles. You're gonna come down, that's the Y position. Then you're gonna go straight out your sides, do the same thing, hold it there, 30 seconds, squeezing those muscles. That's the T. And then you're gonna come back, hold it there, squeeze high as you can again, and hold that there. That's the A. YTAs, 30 seconds each. Next, we're gonna go into some legs. All right, so we're working on legs. We're gonna start real simple with some squats. Now, what you want to do, feet, point them slightly out. Make sure your knees are in line with your toes. You don't want your knees coming in like this. You don't want your knees going too far out, although that's not the worst thing because it does tighten up your knees. But what you want to do is just coming down, you want your hips to at least get to your knee level, and then you're gonna come up with a little jump. You could jump super high if you're in good shape. You could jump really low if you're not sure, or you could just do a normal squat if you're not in that great of a shape. Now, ideally you want to get low, but let's say you haven't worked out for a long time, you're not in that great shape, get as low as you can. Maybe that's it, that's all you could go. That's what you should do, okay? So going down, jump squats. Normal squats if you can, jump as high as you can. We're going for 30 reps on this one. All right, so next part of the workout, you have this band set up. It's a little high, but it's on the door hinge, so you're kind of at the mercy of that door hinge. So ideally, I would like it about shoulder height, but you kind of got to make do when you're in a hotel room, right? It's not your normal workout, so as long as it's not all the time, you're okay. So this is kind of a decline press for me. Now, what I'm going to do is get a firm stance right here, because as I come out further, it gets harder and harder, and when I come back here, there's a lot of torque that's placed on my core. So the core is really engaged for this exercise as well. What you're going to do right here is just push it out, coming back. Make sure you're squeezing your muscles. Everything engaged. Even though it's just the arm moving, a lot of muscles working. You're getting 20 on one side, 20 on the other side. Boom. Now I have to shift over a little bit, and you might have to make your feet in a weird position like I do, depending on what your hotel room looks like. If you're at home, you can just move stuff around. Hotel room's a little smaller though. All right, so right here, boom, coming out and squeezing again. Trying to keep that core nice and tight, activating your glutes and everything. All right, next, we're gonna flip around, and we're gonna do the same thing but with pull. Working our back muscles. Same thing, it's gonna wanna twist me with back, so I need to really combat that torque with my core. All right, so I'm just gonna right here, and I'm just pulling, squeezing, get that elbow all the way back. You don't want to just rotate here. You want to go all the way as far back as you can. Really activate that lat. All right, so squeezing, full squeeze, and out nice and slow. And like I said in that hotel room video, you might have to limit the range of motion based on the amount of size that you have in that room, amount of area that you have to work with. So we're going to do the same thing. Boom, 20. Switch sides, 20. The core is working for both of these, so working those ab muscles, important stuff right there. All right, guys, 2 more exercises to go. We're gonna come back and hit those legs again. All right, we hit them a little bit with those jump squats. We're gonna work a little balance right now. Last couple exercises, really targeting that core, really targeting our balance. Very good stuff when you're in a hotel room because you don't have a lot of weight, so you gotta find ways to make it more challenging. What we're gonna do is raise a leg, and even though the name of this exercise is touchdown, what I want you to do is just go down as far as you can. Maybe it's that's it. Maybe you could go down all the way. Whoa, I'm losing my balance coming down to touch. Maybe you could drop your butt all the way to the ground doing like a pistol squat. Well, what I want you to do is go as far down as you can. And maybe you don't have that balance yet. Hold on to a chair, hold on to your desk, hold on to your bed in that hotel room if you need that balance. If you don't though, push yourself. And we're gonna go over 10 reps on each side. Next thing we're gonna do is get on the ground and work your glutes and core a little bit more. We're just gonna do some bridges. Now, if you're in a hotel room, you might want to set a towel on the ground because who knows how clean that floor is, right? So what we're gonna do is get on the ground. Again, if you're in a hotel room, set up that towel. Who knows who's been there before? We're gonna raise one leg and we're just gonna bridge, hold it there, and down. Bridge, hold it there, and down. Make sure you're feeling this more in your glutes than your hamstrings. You don't want to feel this too much in your hamstring. The primary mover for this exercise is your glutes. Secondary mover is your hamstrings. So you should feel this more in your glutes than your hamstrings. If you can't do it in one leg, or you're not feeling it in the correct place, bring the other leg down and just try this. Keep that core tight, keep those glutes tight the whole time. Going up, squeezing the top, and coming down. Don't just flex that muscles when you're at the top. Squeezing. And that's it, guys. That is the workout that you can do in your hotel room. Simple stuff. You can do a lot more challenging stuff, a lot more stuff that really engages your body. But I think this is a workout that beginners can do, and even people that is in really excellent shape can still do this and challenge themselves. So push yourself with this.
Now, when doing that workout, your goal is to go through that rotation of all those exercises 3 times. And if it's too easy for you, You could do a few more times. Make it challenging as you want. If it's too hard for you, do as much as you are capable of. If you can only get through it once, that's fine too, but just remember, you want to try to do a little bit more each time. That's it. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to the channel, smash on that like button, and join the notification squad. I'm on Instagram, so make sure you check out my account. I put a lot more stuff on there, a lot more frequently than YouTube. And as usual, if you want the notes for this video, including the workout in written form, click on the link down below. Go to Professionally Strong website where you can download the PDF version, and I will see you next time, where I have more tips to help you become the best and strongest version of yourself.